Welcome and or welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell and today I'm going to be sharing my August TBR. It is the end of the summer. This is going to be the time where I'm kind of reading some of the last of my summer reads and then maybe even picking up some fall or quasi-fall kind of themed books, and I'm very excited for everything I want to read. I'm reading some great books right now and really enjoying my time. I might be reading one of the best books I will read all year, possibly like my favorite of the year, and that makes me feel like reading more, obviously. So, very excited for this. I'm going to follow y'all's advice. I have a lot of friends and viewers that have just told me, you need to do a pile of possibilities as opposed to a TBR. And you know what? I agree. I agree. I'm going to do a pile of possibilities, but I still want to pull from my TBR jar. So I think I'm going to pull like 10 to 12 reads and have it be a pile of possibilities as opposed to a TBR that I feel super obligated to stick to. It's something that it gives me somewhere to look like for what I should pick up next. Sometimes the way it works is I'm like, I'll read anything but what's on that pile. But we'll just see. These are books that I feel like reading now based on my TBR prompts. I have actually added some new prompts to my jar. Okay, so I've got some new prompts, so let's just see what I get. A weapon on the cover. Okay. Weapon on the cover. Okay, let's see what I've got. Okay, well, this is perfect. I have Howling Dark by Christopher Ruocchio. He's got a giant sword that this dude is holding. I'm not sure who this is. I actually need to like watch a recap of the first book because it's been a year now since I read the first Sun Eater book. I think it was called Empire of Silence, but I really liked it, and this is book 2. This is a longer series, maybe 7 books or so. If you guys know, let me know in the comments how many books, but I've heard this one's even better than the first one. This is a sci-fi fantasy space opera. I feel like it's very much like Game of Thrones meets Star Wars. That's just how I feel about it. It's an interesting mix of sci-fi and fantasy. It's told by like the main character who's like looking back at his life kind of thing. And it was good. 4 stars for the first one, and I've heard this one's even better. I don't love the main character. I think he's a bit of a misogynist. And he's one of those misogynists that doesn't think he's a misogynist. And part of me is like, I don't know if that's how the character was written on purpose or if it's one of the things like the author is kind of inserting a little bit of his own views on the main character and it's just coming out and oopsie. I'm not really sure. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the way the main character treats women. Is that part of his like bad? Because I know he's meant to be like an unlikable main character. Like morally gray, unlikable, the way he views himself and like his inner monologue and not really like because of the way he treats women. So I don't know, but I'm curious to see how this goes. How I like this one will probably determine whether I continue on in the series. If it's like a 3.5 or lower, I probably won't finish the series out. But if it is, you know, if I really like it, then I'll probably continue on. I have really good feelings about it though. Okay, so that was the first pull. Let's pick another one. Okay, this is one of my new ones. So it's in my own handwriting. There we go. Historical setting. Okay, I think we're gonna go with She Who Became the Sun, which is an Asian epic fantasy. It's the first book in a duology, and I think it's kind of got like Mulan vibes where the heroine is dressed up as a guy. I think she's actually dressed up as her brother. It's set in 1345 China, who is under harsh Mongol rule. So I'm very intrigued by this one. Okay, pull number 3. Okay. Purple or pink on the cover. Okay, so this is kind of a mixture of pinks, purples, and blues. So I definitely think it counts because I've got pink clouds here. There's purple clouds here. And this is like an indigo, like a bluish purple in terms of the building. I can't really tell, especially with the library wrapping, but there's definitely purple and pink on the cover. So this is the Dollar Gut Dream Department Store by Me Lee. It's a translated work and it is Asian healing fiction, and I've been really enjoying healing fiction, like translated healing fiction. And this one is about a department store where visitors, both human and animal, shuffle in to purchase their latest adventure. Each floor specializes in specific type of dream. Hollywood, childhood memories, food dreams, ice skating, dreams of stardom, flying dreams. I've heard this is very slice of life. It's magical realism, obviously, and I'm very intrigued by this one, and I'm excited to read it. I'm very happy with that pick. Okay, so pick number 4. This is going very well. I'm trying to pick a lot of my library books because, like you guys saw, I did that library haul. And I'd like to read a lot of those if I can. So this is a book with a dark cover. I guess this would work with as a book with a weapon on the cover too. But this is A Time of Dread by Gwynne. This is mostly black with some flames, so quite dark cover. And this is the first book in, what is this trilogy called? Of Blood and Bone, the Of Blood and Bone trilogy. So I read the first quartet in this world, which started with Malice. Catch Up Book Club is doing a read-along for this world, and they are just finishing up with Wrath, and I think July and August book is this one, so they're going to be doing their live show in September. So if I read this in August, I hopefully can be chatting in the comments of the live show if I can make it. But otherwise, just read this along with them. And I'm excited to get back to this world. I really enjoyed the Faithful and the Fallen quartet, and I'm excited to see what happens next. This is like epic, very epic medieval style fantasy, very classic fantasy. There's a god war, there's giants and like giants versus humans, and I really like Gwynne's writing. So this is number 5. This is the 5th poll here. I'm like grabbing one, but they're all getting like stuck together. Okay. Why choose? This is difficult for me because I am not in a romance mood right now. So let's look at what I have. I think I do have one Why Choose on my Kindle. Maybe I have 2. Let me see. This might be a good time for me to try because I am really liking cozy books. I could try A Pack for Autumn, which is a small town Why Choose romance set in fall. I think it's a megaverse. Our heroine's name is Olive Autumn Harvest, and she is going to be the new lighthouse keeper in Starlight Grove. The contractors for the lighthouse, I guess they're going to be remodeling it. They are 3 hot alphas, and I guess it's going to be like a cozy Omegaverse and very like cozy verse, like, yeah, that's what it's called, sweet Omegaverse. So I think it's very sweet and cozy. The cover is very cozy and it looks very autumnal, and I'm hoping I can use this to get in the mood for autumn, and maybe it'll make me, you know, in a better mood for romance as well, because like I said, I've not really been in the mood for romance, but maybe a cozy one will do the trick. Okay, so poll number 6. Backlist. Okay, so this is Backlist. Okay, this book has been on my 5-star predictions backlist for ever. This is The Starless Sea by Morgenstern. I've put this on numerous TBRs, yet I still have not read it. This is the author of The Night Circus, which is one of my favorite all-time books. Possibly my favorite. I don't know. It's in my top 5. And I need to read her other really well-known work, The Starless Sea. I've just been so intimidated because this one is a bit more controversial than The Night Circus. People seem to either be obsessed with it or they hate it. I don't know where I will land. Sorry, the lighting has gotten... Let me see if I can do something about this. Okay. Sorry, Sorry, it's a cloudy day, so the lighting's not the best at the moment, but yeah, The Starless Sea, and I'm really excited for this. I think it's supposed to be a a story about a story. So a story within a story, and basically there's this guy who is trying to find a book about himself in the library, maybe? I'm not really sure. I think it involves a library and a story within a story. And it's Erin Morgenstern, and I'm going in fairly blind, and I hope I love it. And if I don't, I will most likely be heartbroken. No pressure. Okay, let's do another pick. TBR video book. Okay. I guess I could have done Starless Sea for this one. So this is TBR video book. I think this is like a book that I've put on a TBR video in the past. This is going to take a minute for me to find, so I'm gonna have to go into like my list. Okay, I found the perfect one. Okay, so if you guys, I'll have it linked down below, but my Cozy TBR. So I did a TBR of cozy books I really want to read, and it just so happened that one of them was this, and I happen to have it out from the library again, and I still haven't read it. This is Get Away with Murder by Diane Kelly, and this is a cozy mystery set at a cabin, like in a lodge or cabin in the mountains of, oh, they're in the Blue Ridge Mountains, so probably either like Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina area, and kind of near me, and this looks like awesomeness. So I am excited. I'm excited to read a cozy set at a cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and this has definitely been on my TBR before, and I need to get to it. Okay, so that was number 7, so I think we're on pull number 8, I hope, maybe. Okay, pull number 8. Oh, this is another handwritten one, so this is like a new prompt. This is a book I'm dying to read. I think that is a good prompt, if you guys can read it, but sorry. A book I'm dying to read. Okay, for this one, I have so many, but I'm going to apparently pick another huge chunky book, and that is going to be The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is the first book in this epic fantasy series. I think it's Roman inspired. Some people talk about how it's very reminiscent of Red Rising, and I've not read Red Rising, but I know that it's very popular. Yeah, so I've heard really great things about The Will of the Many. It seems to be inspired by, it seems to be kind of similar to Red Rising. There's, I think, an uprising of some sort, and there's the elites and power. It's Roman inspired. It sounds like it's going to be very unique, but very exciting. I know this is on so many people's best books. Was it last year? So many people were obsessed with this, and I haven't read it yet, and I'd really like to. I'm dying to read it. So that's 8 picks so far. So this is going to be pick number 9. I meant, honey, it's a figure of speech. Jonah wants to know why I'm going to die. Do you mean you're really going to die? No, honey, I just meant I really was interested in reading it. Okay, so this is a book about books. Love it. A book about books. Okay, a book about books. I've already picked a couple. I have really been interested in trying this series out. This is the Cat in the Stacks Cozy Mystery Series, and it's set in Mississippi. Charlie Harris is the good-natured librarian. She has a Maine Coon, and his name is Diesel, and it sounds really fun. It's a cozy mystery series that's very well known, and I love cats, I love libraries, and I think this is going to be a good time. I really want to try new, like, more library cozies. I love libraries. I'm currently finishing up a book called What You're Looking For Is in the Library. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. But yeah, cozy mystery set in a library with a cute freaking cat. So I think that's going to be fun. That is by Miranda James. And let's do one more pick. Okay. And this says fantasy romance. Now, while I'm not in a huge fantasy mood, I actually do have a perfect pick for this one. And this one is on my Kindle Unlimited, and I've really been wanting to read it. I guess I could have picked it. No, I couldn't have picked it for the Omegaverse one because it's not Omegaverse. But this is called Legends and Librarians. I guess I could have picked this for a book about books. But this is also set in a library, but this is a cozy fantasy romance. It's by Pandora Pierce, and I've heard really good things about this. It's got great ratings, and this is about, let's see, it's about the Misty Mountain Library. It says, stories don't just sit on the shelves, they leap right off the page. Nisa returns to the magical library that she adored as a child. A wild magic storm has brought the books to life, leaving her to repair the library while wrangling tiny dragons, even tinier knights, and a grumpy demon lord, and so much more. I don't want to read more of the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled. This sounds incredibly magical, super cozy, super sweet. There's a romance, and this just sounds right up my alley. Okay guys, so this is all the books that are on my TBR. So like I said, this is more of a pile of possibilities. These are the books that I'm going to pull from most likely when I'm looking for something to read. Will I read all of them? Very likely no. Will I read some books that aren't on this pile? Very likely yes. But this is what I'm going to be looking at first when I'm picking out what to read. This, and obviously I do have 2 ebooks as well. So I'm actually very happy with this TBR. These are all really the books that I want to read next. The prompts were really good to me today, and so I'm very excited for these books. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give a like and comment down below. Let me know which one of these books I should prioritize and what book are you looking forward to most reading in August. Until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life.
Stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.